Hello, I'm Mr. Eddie, and this is Should I Tune In, and welcome to the month of October. This month is going to be a spectacular event, if I have anything to say about it. I'm going to relish in everything that this season has to offer, and we're going to kick things off by looking at the classic Ghostbusters cartoon. Oh ho ho! Oh no, my friends. We're not looking at that Ghostbusters cartoon. See, that's the real Ghostbusters. No, we're taking a look at Filmation's Ghostbusters. This is a strange cartoon that I've been wanting to do since I started doing these over on the website in written format. You see, here's the story. Did you ever wonder why the Ghostbusters cartoon was called The Real Ghostbusters? I mean, why bother calling that? If you saw the movie, you know they're the real Ghostbusters. Well, there's an alternative. Filmation's Ghostbusters, and that is a cartoon with a really strange history. You see, you would think that the show was just a rip-off of the popular movie at the time, but the actual story is really more wacky than that. You see, when they made the Ghostbusters movie, they ignored the fact that a decade before the movie was made, that there was a TV show called The Ghostbusters. So Columbia Pictures paid for the use of the name, but they wouldn't let Filmation use the movie to make a TV show based on it. So Filmation said, "Fuck you," and made a TV show called The Ghostbusters based on their old live-action show. So Columbia Pictures went ahead and made their own cartoon based on the movie called The Real Ghostbusters, which is about as close as a title can get to represent a giant middle finger. So, was this Filmation creation any good? Well, let's take a look at the first episode and find out. So the show starts off in what I can only assume to be some sort of hell, and we're introduced to the main villain of the show, Prime Evil. Yeah, I agree, he looks a whole lot more like a robot than a ghost, but there's a lot of that going on in the show, so deal with it. Prime Evil is using the same frames of animation, trying to find the right chord to get him back to the human world.
Wrong again! How many more centuries will it take to find the right notes?
So of course, after trying for centuries, Prime Evil does find the right notes to send him back to Earth. It's here on Terra Firma that we're introduced to the main characters of the show, Jake and Eddie, Ghostbusters in training. And they're being trained by their dads, who are based on the main characters of the original live-action show, which is actually kind of cool.
But how are we supposed to stop ghosts?
Now, son, if you and Jake are gonna become Ghostbusters, you've got to learn not to be afraid of ghosts.
Afraid? Who's afraid? I'm scarified!
Eddie's the scared one. So of course it doesn't take long for a ghost to actually show up.
It's a robot ghost!
Can a robot become a ghoth? Does it have a soul of silicon? I mean, this cartoon's raising some real philosophical questions here. Love the look on these guys' faces right now. They have seen some shit and they want to back out. So in order to send the ghost back to his own dimension, they use the dematerializer. Fortunately, the Ghostbusters have nerves of steel to— holy shit, watch where you're shooting that! So apparently Eddie's going to kill someone with his itchy trigger finger, but fortunately the Ghostbusters have other tools in their arsenal.
If you don't get him with the dematerializer, you can always fall back on the ghost gummer.
Is it me, or is the sound of the ghost gummer a little bit more inappropriate than they might have meant? So thanks to Eddie's ineptitude, the Ghostbusters find themselves in a sticky situation. But fortunately, in order to get out of it, we find out that Jake's dad's the fucking Incredible Hulk because he picks up a steel beam one-handed and throws it for distance. The robot ghost just falls to pieces over his loss.
It's not fair! All the other ghosts go through walls!
Valid point, this world of robot ghosts is very inconsistent.
Now dematerialize him!
This ghost is history!
Yes, shoot the crippled ghost! Truly you are heroes!
Will you get it over with already?
So Jake's dad takes out the dematerializer, holds it at crotch level, and finishes off the ghost.
This life isn't fit for a ghost! I'll be back!
You'll be back week after week after week.
Start?
The victory doesn't last for long because Prime Evil shows up to spoil the fun. I love the look on their face here. They're stunned. They're like, where did Liberace's robot ghost come from? But Prime Evil proves to be too strong to be stopped with just a ghost ray, so they do what any hero would do. Hey, get the hell out of there! That's quite a head start they have on him. So the Ghostbusters are chased by Primeval for a while, and they win the day, and I kid you not, by locking them behind a steel door.
You can't hide from me.
I think we just did.
Let me out, you ghost-busting goons!
How does this work? He's a ghost. Why can't he go through the walls? You're a disservice to your kind, Primeval, and you deserve to be punished in the most torturous way possible.
Oh boy!
What the fuck is that thing?
Oh no!
So Primeval is left trapped in there with that horrifying rat thing for 100 years.
And I must say that it's really been a pleasure getting to know you over these past 100 years, because...
And because I'm really immature, I now present you this image. Primeval is not a gentle lover. And because having one cartoon character vying for the Scrappy-Doo Award in annoyance, apparently this cartoon decided that they needed another one, a pink bat named Belfry, who actually goes out of his way to be obnoxious because he helps free Primeval. Wait a minute! If you could blow the door off the hinges all this time, why did you wait 100 years? Oh, it doesn't freaking matter. All that matters is that he's free. And he is fabulous.
Free at last!
He's not a bat. He lied.
And you know, when they made Belfry, they probably thought that was endearing. They were freaking wrong. And just when you thought that Belfry was going to be the most annoying character, we're back to the rat thing, and listen to the noise it makes when it flies.
Hey, Primeval! Wait for me!
I mean, it's like they went out of their way to make an obnoxious character. They're like, hey, Scrappy-Doo, fuck that. He'll show you. So Primeval gets back to his piano teleportation time travel thingy, and he plans to gather together a league of ghosts to go back to destroy those Ghostbusters 100 years in the past. There's some weird time traveling stuff going on. But I have to say, I love the way Primeval dusts off his machine. Look at the look on his face as he does it. You got style, Primeval, I'll give you that. So while Primeval's in the future collecting ghosts for his own personal ghoulish rogue gallery, the Ghostbusters are in the present day kind of getting the feel of the job.
Here we are. When you take over our ghost-busting business, you'll work out of this office. Ghost Command.
So we get to see some of the wacky stuff that happens on a Ghost Command, like a haunted clock and some kind of possessed skull phone.
Don't let the answer bone get it.
Hello! You reach the Ghostbusters telephone answering machine and you're in luck. The Ghostbusters aren't home.
We are too. Hello? Hello? Oh, they hung up.
Then why the hell are you keeping that phone if it doesn't work? Get a new phone! So it's here at the office that they meet the third main character of the show, Tracy. He's a gorilla. And not only that, he's a gorilla that invented all of the Ghostbusters gadgets. Yeah, you don't believe me? Here.
This is Tracy. He's the one who invented all our ghost-busting gadgets.
Okay, why not? We'll go with it.
I think you hurt his feelings.
No, I don't mean any offense. I mean, once you accept the idea of robot ghosts, I mean, an inventor gorilla, you know, that's just down to earth.
Great! I'm ready to take anything those ghosts dish out.
The world shits on Eddie. So meanwhile, over at Haunt Quarters, and yes, that's what Primeval calls it, he has put together a group of evil ghosts to do his bidding. Each with their own unique talents and I'm sure a pun name to go with it. Let's meet them, shall we?
Roll call, identify yourselves.
No, thanks for Werewolf of the Future.
Yeah, that's totally the voice I was expecting to come out of him. Also, from the future. More time travel.
Mysteria, darling. Mistress of mists.
Why, hello, Morticia.
Long John Scarecrow, sailor of the 7 galaxies.
Woo! That's a lot of puns in one. Long John Scarecrow. Galaxies. Woo! Pirate Ghost. More sci-fi shit.
Sir Trancelot, a bad night to one and all.
Sir Trancelot. Good name, good character model, and good voice acting. I approve. I hope the next ghost is as good.
Oh, apparition, spirit sorceress supreme. Oh.
Ooh, swing and a miss.
I say, I'm the haunter, civilized hunter of haunted play.
Holy crap, a haunter? I'm so gonna catch it with my Pokeball.
Mozart, musical maestro of fright.
I think I saw him in Reston Masterpiece Theater.
I'm scared stiff. Robot ghost.
Scared stiff. You know, hey, whatever your fetish is, it's your thing. And look! Our robot ghost friend is back! So Primeval sends Floatzart and Mysteria back in time to take care of the Ghostbusters' fathers. Wait a minute! What the hell? How come they can go through doors? Seriously, this world has as much consistency as loose pudding. Also, you think that the Ghostbusters would have a better protection for their home against ghost invasions. So even though the Ghostbusters live in the same house as their father, they are woefully unaware that they've been kidnapped. Instead, they set up an interview with Jessica Ray, the local news reporter, who's doing this interview with them even though she claims that she doesn't believe in ghosts.
I don't believe in ghosts for a second. What was that? Or snot, cause there's no such thing as ghosts. How did you do that?
This one's as sharp as April O'Neil. So this sets up the whole subplot that if the Ghostbusters can bust a ghost on TV live, then Jessica Ray has to admit that ghosts exist. Meanwhile, they actually find out, finally, that their fathers have been kidnapped.
No okie dokie. What's wrong?
What? I don't know what the fuck you're complaining about. That made perfect sense to me. Alright, try to stay with me here because they throw a lot here at once. Apparently, through their skull television, they're able to figure out that Primeval is the one that kidnapped their father, and that Primeval is 100 years in the future, causing all sorts of trouble with that knight and the mischick. So, they also find a book that teaches them how to be Ghostbusters, and that there's a secret room that will give them Ghostbusters equipment and a talking car that will take them through time. The Ghostbusters decide to use this newfound knowledge to gear up and save their father, which leads to the weekly transformation sequence where they go from the regular clothes into their Ghostbusting clothes. And I'll have to admit, it's a really good sequence, but it gets old after seeing it week after week. But I mean, hey, they put a lot of money into this, much like Sailor Moon or He-Man, so you're going to see it often because, hey, money don't grow on trees, kids. But first, the most epic high five that's ever been put on film.
Let's go, Ghostbusters!
How is that not a GIF that should be used for everything on the internet? That is awesome. Let's see that one more time.
Let's go, Ghostbusters!
Godlike. So the Ghostbusters get transported to some kind of Japanese hell, and Jake is way too comfortable about all this. I mean, he is enjoying being in that spiderweb just too much. Life shits on Eddie. Jake is taking this way too well. I mean, yes, they repeat this animation weekly, so after a while Jake would become desensitized to it, but keep in mind, this is the first episode. Personally, I think he popped some mushrooms before this, and he thinks he is tripping balls right now, and he's just along for the ride. Yeah, you might have noticed that this shitstorm of insanity is still going on. I think they just ran 2 minutes short, and they're like, hey, fuck it, let's just put in a transformation sequence. We can reuse that every week. That girl is much too excited about this. You coming down yet? Thank you!
Jumping jumper cables! Next time, call before you drop in.
Yeah, that's probably the voice the car should have. A drunk, stuttering Don Knotts. What were you expecting? So the car goes through transformations. Why does it look like it's in pain? Oh, forget it, we're almost done.
Everybody ready? Hit the time turbo. We're heading for the...
So the Ghostbusters use their time-traveling car to go to the future. What the fuck does this have to do about ghosts? The car blasts off into the future, and that's how the episode ends, with a to be continued. Alright, now, to be fair, I can't yell about this. This was part of a 4 or 5 episode arc to introduce the Ghostbusters and their world. Now, I'm not going to do the whole miniseries right now. I just wanted to give you a taste of the other Ghostbusters show, something that I grew up with. But, you know what? I'll tell you what. If you enjoyed this, and I really hope you did, let me know. Leave a comment, pass it around, and you know what? If it's popular, if people liked it, we'll revisit later episodes in the future. This was fun. Just hopefully not 100 years in the future, because I hear shit gets crazy then. So, you know what? Ultimately, the question is, should you tune in? Look, the show is not good. It's clearly not good. The animation's clunky, the dialogue is awkward, the story is a weird mashup of ghosts, sci-fi, robots, time travel, fantasy, and everything else they could shove in. It's a mess. I'd be lying if I said this wasn't a guilty pleasure for me. I enjoyed it unironically as a kid, maybe because there was a guy named Eddie in it, plus there was a gorilla inventor, and what's not to like about that as a kid. As an adult, I enjoy it ironically. It's a guilty pleasure. I fully admit this is bad, but it's that right kind of so bad it's good. Much in the same vein as a Jaws 3 or a Captain N the Game Master. You know it's crap, but it's fascinatingly bad. It's not something you'd want to make a steady diet of, that's for sure, but it's a fun piece of junk food to pop every now and again. And come on, it's October. What better month is there to have junk food than October? Until next time, I'm Mr. Eddie, President of America. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time with some more tricks and treats as October rolls on.